All right, welcome to the Vigilance Committee. Look who we have on the panel with us. Tyrants Beware and Matthew Reardon of Lafayette County Audits, who has
What's
just
up?
been
What's up?
released from prison yesterday. So everybody thought that he was going to be in prison until January, or actually June of 2026, but here he is. So welcome, Matthew.
Thank you, man. I'm glad to be out. Like I said, freedom!
And so you've been posting your link in the private chat. If you can post it in where it says comments there in the live chat here of your pay link. Guys, Matthew Reardon needs some money, man. He's lost everything. He lost his car. He lost everything. So we need to help him get some funds so that he can get the hell out of Mississippi because he's not going to stay there.
And let me say this real quickly, Cliff, if you don't mind. So I don't have my problem is I can't get into my old channel, my Lafayette County Audit channel. So right now I've got just a bogus YouTube account set up, and I'm not logged into it on here because it's just a bogus YouTube account. So I can't actually get into the real comments and actually comment on here because I'm not in my YouTube account. Like I said, I could probably sign in under that bullshit YouTube account that I just had to spring up just to have an account. But if somebody can post that into the comments, that would be great.
You're talking about the pay link?
Yeah, because I think it's showing up, I guess, private. So if y'all could just put that into the comments.
I have a hell of a time copying and pasting.
I just posted it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. My
Thank you,
tremors
TB.
won't allow me to do it.
Cliff, can you go to the YouTube channel and pin that to the top?
So in the comments here, how do I pin it?
You'll have to actually go directly to the live stream on YouTube and make sure you're on mute when you do it. And then you can pin it to the top. You just have to click on that comment.
Can't do it.
Right.
Stephanie, though, if you can grab that link and just spam it throughout the live stream, or any of the moderators, if you guys can do that, and anybody that can donate, doesn't matter how much or how little, please help out here.
I lost everything in this whole ordeal. I mean, I lost literally everything in this whole ordeal, and I know Cash App is generally the easiest. I can't even create a new Cash App account. I can't get into my old Cash App. Cash App's not letting me create a new Cash App account. I don't know if it's because I've created so many in the past. So I'm left basically with Chime. I've had issues with PayPal in the past. Don't want to create another PayPal account because they robbed me of about $1,500 in the past, and I said I was done with PayPal. So.
Stephanie says that link doesn't actually work. So yeah. All right. So what we want to do, that link's not working, she said. So.
That's what it's giving me, but it's $ Oxford Outlaw on Chime.
Right.
Let me see if I can grab that real quick.
Yeah, it's not going to show up unless you have the HTTPS, :// blah blah blah. So I don't know. If nothing else, we can if nothing else, we can. I'll have Stephanie spam. And I think, Stephanie, do you have my Cash App link? The one that I gave you, my personal Cash App.
They have mine. They can give it to me, and then I'll get it to Matt.
Yeah, that'll work. I don't want to hold up the show and all that, on this. I want to, just let's keep them engaged with the true content that we want to bring them, and
perfect.
We'll get, if they can, send it to one of y'all's Cash Apps or whatever, and then y'all can see to it.
Go from there. Yeah. We'll
anything and everything
run things
helps.
on the back end.
I lost.
Make sure something goes out there.
Ordeal. These are some absolute crooks. It's absolutely criminal what these people have done, and they should be ashamed of themselves. But obviously they're not, and so it's up to we the people to hold them accountable and to properly redress, and that's what this show is going to be about.
Perfect. So the first thing that I'm going to share here is this. This basically is going to give everybody a refresher on what happened to Matthew. So I'm just going to play a portion of this. Matthew, you tell me to pause anytime you want. And let's just get it started here. This is where it all started, is in Galveston, a DUI charge here. Here we go.
You, man.
Right here.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Meeting up with some friends.
Okay.
They're literally the ones taping me right now.
Okay.
I'm live on YouTube.
All right, Mr. Matthew, I'm gonna ask you a question. I need you to be honest with me, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Have you been drinking all night, man?
Not a single thing.
Okay. Then why come I smell alcohol coming from the car?
I hadn't had a drink, dropped a drink for 3 years.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He didn't do anything wrong either. He's got This is not a crime, though, man. He wants to go blow in the breath of why is he not at handcuffs?
So I just want to make give Harvey Freebird a shout out here. He has really been a big help on this Matthew Reardon case, and this is his video too. So let's
Absolutely.
be sure and put his channel in the chat here.
Yeah, thank you, Harvey.
That's what I'm saying. I'm putting my hands behind my back right now, saying, put me in handcuffs. Why don't you do it to me? No different.
All right, I'm going to fast forward to his intro there. This is August 11th, 2024.
Driving into Galveston city limits. First time in Texas. This man's been driving all day. He left Mississippi, drove through Louisiana, and drove halfway through Texas to meet Good Citizen News and News Now Ninja. And as soon as he crossed the Galveston city, he got pulled over and got arrested for a felony third offense DUI with no evidence of a DUI or probable cause. But we're going to get into that. But first of all, I just want to say that he stopped in Houston before he made it to Galveston and visited with News Now Ninja. They did a live stream, and he announced his plans to come to Galveston within the hour or two. And that was a bad idea. Then when he got in his car and left News Now Ninjas, he went live again telling everybody he's on his way to Galveston. Well, apparently a troll called the Galveston Police Department and told the police of his plans to come into Galveston and told them that he was live streaming. They watched him on his live stream come right across the bridge into their town, and the rest is history. Let's get to the video. I'll see y'all later.
All right, we are. Oh, well, we're already getting pulled over. Already getting pulled over. Yes, sir.
Officer Murphy, UPD, you got your driver's license, man?
Yeah, can I ask what you pulled me over for?
Yeah, sure. Several things. Fail to maintain single lane, turn signal.
I'm new. This is the first time being over here, so I was trying to find it. Trying to find my friends.
All right, you got your driver's license?
I actually don't, but I can give you my number.
Okay. You have any form of ID on you?
I don't. No.
Hey, Cliff, I think you're muted. If you hear this, you're muted.
Yep, I could hear you. Thank you for letting me know. I got to take myself off mute. All right, so far in this stream of Harvey's, there's only one thing that we thought was happening that wasn't actually happening, and that was troll, right? Calling Galveston to alert them that you were coming into Galveston. We already know, if you want to elaborate on that, Matthew, who actually called Galveston.
Yeah, so I mean, and there still may have been a troll, Bobby Kennedy, outrageous. I don't know what that guy's issue was and where he came from, but one thing we do know for a fact is that two Lafayette County Sheriff's deputies by the name of Hobie James and Candace Beavers were on the phone. They called. Let me put on the seatbelt. Keep beeping. We have recorded phone calls of them being on the phone with Officer William Osteen of Galveston Police Department. Now, what you need to keep in mind about this, where Hobie James and where Candace Beavers come into play, if you look at my channel, Lafayette County Audit, those two deputies, I put out a video on or around August the 7th of 2023. It was a few days before I came to Galveston, exposing Candace Beavers for lying on stand and being a part of sending me to prison for a year. I got out of prison August 1st. If at the very beginning of that video, Hobie James is the deputy that has me pulled over, that pulls me over coming back from a city hall meeting in Holly Springs. He was watching my YouTube channel to know where I was at, and that's how he stalked me out and pulled me over. So this was direct retaliation because I put that video out that got close to 50,000 views on it in a matter of no time. And those two deputies are on the phone with Osteen, letting him know that I've been an issue for Lafayette County Sheriff's Department. And this is where it plays into the whole large conspiracy. And the conspiracy actually grows to monumental levels with Lafayette County public officials way outside of just them, but they were certainly a part of this.
Yeah, and so the charge is Title 18, Section 241, which is conspiracy to violate rights. We've got evidence of that, and we've got the proof. And also 242, they deprived you of your rights for well over 2 years now. I mean, these are facts that are going to come out in court.
These are serious felony crimes, not
Yes.
on a state level, but also on a federal level.
Yep.
That have been committed, and I've actually got a handful of criminal affidavits that I'm moving forward with. So
Perfect. All right, let's continue. And I hope Harvey shows up too.
Never.
If anybody has Harvey's phone number, call him, text him. We'd love to. We're going to have an open panel here in a little while where people can come up here. And everybody that has actually helped Matthew over this past, 2.5 years now. And we're going to be naming a lot of names because there's a lot of people that have helped. There's some that never helped and wouldn't help and said they wouldn't help, but we're not going to mention them. But this is, we back the right horse here at the Vigilance Committee. Since the inception of this channel, we've always tried to put out Matthew Reardon's updates in his case. In fact, we did show the Beavers, Deputy Beavers, actually lying on a transcript in a courtroom and a voice recording of that Matthew Reardon did. So we proved that she committed perjury.
Hey, and if I can say something also real quickly, Cliff, and this would be something that we can bring up on another show because we didn't have it ready. I just thought about this now, but I would sure love to show the transcript of Osteen lying on stand in the revocation hearing to actually send me to that illegal 2-year sentence that Lafayette County did. Yep. How many just intentional lies. I mean, he lied on stand and said that there was alcohol in my system, and the toxicology report clearly shows no alcohol. So, I mean, there are so many blatant lies that need to be called out on that. But like I said, we weren't prepared for that for this show. I just thought about that now.
Yeah, we've shown that in the past, though.
Yep.
So on this channel, so we've done a lot of updates on this channel that as we've been going along here. So and Harvey Freeberg did some updates too, and he took calls from you, and so on his channel there's a lot of stuff where he's helped out quite a bit. And there's others too that have been helping out in the background. I see Daisy May in the chat here. I want to let you guys know we're going to be sharing some of the work that Daisy May has done. And I think Matthew can expand on that too as well here in a little bit.
I can't speak high enough of Daisy May. She's great. She's been a tremendous asset. Thank you for everything you've done, Daisy May.
including she saved one of the prisoners' lives in Mississippi. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, so yeah, are you talking about the she helped
Medical
out
issue got
with
him out
the
of there.
yeah. So there's a guy that was having he I can't remember what his medical issue was, but they had pulled him off his medication because it was too expensive of a medication. They didn't want to pay for it. I mean, if you get the guy locked up in prison, I mean that's a responsibility that comes with it. And he was in there on something just ridiculous. It was completely overstated by the state, and but guy was having serious medical issues, and she called and made sure that he got immediate by medical.
Harvey, I'm live right now. Can you come into the chat?
I'm in Home Depot walking around. Dude.
Okay.
This freeze messed up my water in my RV, and I just got back from Mississippi. I just had to bury my dad, so
I know.
yeah, nobody's been able to get a hold of me. Sorry, but I heard Matt got out. That's great.
Yeah, he's out, and we're live on the internet right now, and I think people can hear you. So
That's cool. I'm walking around Home Depot right now. I'm trying to find something that I don't know if it's ice or algae, but my water system is clogged up, and the reason I think it's algae because like some green stuff came out of the end of the faucet. So I've been working on that all day, and I just got back. So I was in Mississippi burying my dad, and this big freeze hit.
I know.
Yeah, my water system is screwed right now. So
All right.
I'm glad he's out. Where's he at?
Well, he's on my panel right now.
Yeah, but where is he? He's in Mississippi.
Yeah, he's somewhere in an undisclosed location. Yeah, he's in an undisclosed location right now, Harvey.
That's cool. Can you hear me?
Yeah, he can hear you.
Cool, man. Glad you're out, Matt. Hell yeah. All right.
And so whenever
Well, hey,
whenever you can, if you come into chat, we're probably going to be here for a while. And
All right.
we're showing an old video of yours right now. I hope you don't mind.
Absolutely not, man.
And we're definitely giving you shout outs, brother. You helped out a lot. So
Yeah, cool, man. And yeah, just let Matt know. Tell him to give me a call. I still got that one phone and his duffel bag. I don't know how good a shape the stuff is that's in the duffel bag because when the duffel bag was given to me, it was full of roaches. So I put it underneath my RV. My RV has a roof over it. So I thought it would be fine under there, but then we had a tornado come through and the water blew in straight sideways. So everything in this bag got soaking wet. And then I put it up to where it could dry. And, now we just had this other storm come out. But I never did put it inside my RV because it was full of roaches when Austin gave it to me. So I don't know if anything in that duffel bag is still any good or not, but I still have everything that was in there.
all right.
But all right, let me get back home and then I'll check out, see where y'all are. Maybe I'll come on the panel.
Okay, that sounds good. We appreciate you.
That's awesome news, man. I'm so glad to hear you out, man. You got a real bad.
All right, we'll talk to you in a little while then.
All right, man.
Thanks,
Later,
Harvey.
bro.
All right,
All right.
Cliff, I'm going to kind of interrupt you a little bit here for a moment. I finally was able to get this live to go up on my channel, and a couple of the people have been asking, what is the big news? So, for my fans, Matthew Reardon was released from prison yesterday, and we have him on the panel. He's the good-looking guy at the bottom. So, that's the big news.
And he just took himself off.
Hey, if you can
off
hear me,
video.
I don't know what's going on. I can't hear anything.
Yeah, Matthew,
And,
go ahead and drop completely out. Let me just
World.
text him. I think he's in here like 3 times, and I need to get him out.
There he is.
Drop. Yeah, but he's still on a different one. Can you hear me, Matthew? Yeah, let me get him off. How do I get him out of the backstage on this other one?
Just click on the icons that he's up on. It'll be the 3 little dots, and then just click kick. Don't
Okay.
click ban.
There we
just
go.
click
So I
it.
got him. Yeah, I got him out. Now we can come back in and we'll be able to bring him up again. He keeps losing connection, I think, because he's driving. So welcome everybody in from Tyrants Beware and any other channels that are streaming this or restreaming. People go ahead and restream if you want to. If you're channel owners, feel free to do that. If you want, snipe it, whatever you want to do, share it. We need as many people to know that Matthew's out as possible. And we're showing kind of updating things. So if people don't know the story, we're kind of updating things right now. But we're actually going to show some documents where it proves that they did unlawful things. That's our courts and the government. So,
Okay. All right.
there
I'm
you
back.
are.
I'm back. Okay. Now I
Yeah.
can hear the audio. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you were,
but,
well, I do. You were in here about 3 times and we had to kick you completely out so that you come back in as one person.
all right. Cool.
All right. So did you hear everything about Harvey? He said he's going to try to come into the panel later on when we open it up.
I didn't. I cut out right there, and it was about, I don't know how far into this conversation, and I kept trying to get back in, and I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, he said he was elated that you're out, and he's been busy taking care of some personal things, but he will definitely come into the panel later on if we're still running, and I think we're going to be running for a while. We got a lot of stuff to cover here, so let's continue with this video, a little bit of it, so people know who the players are. What do you got, TJ?
Just one more minute. I do need to mention over on my channel, since we're now streaming over there, we are trying to accept donations. If you want to send it to Cliff, send it to Cliff's Cash App. I'm sure one of the mods can go over there, drop it real quick, and if they can, just stay there and just completely spam the hell out of it. If you want to, you can donate to me. Matthew knows that I will get him any donations that y'all give me, and he will see every single bit of it.
Yep. Yeah, y'all have always been great to me. I trust you 100%. Yeah.
All right, here we go with the video.
Roll your window down any more than just a little crack.
I do want to say something. Harvey does chastise Matthew quite a bit on the mistakes he made on this stop, but he did it with love. So, and Matthew does appreciate it. So.
Yeah, it's constructive criticism. It's important for other people to know. It's otherwise. That's the whole reason that we do these things, is for a learning experience. And there are things that obviously I did wrong. I can admit that I did wrong. And yeah.
Here we go.
For 2 reasons. You don't want them reaching in and grabbing you, and you don't want them lying like these cops are going to lie and say that they smelled your breath and smelled alcohol on your breath, which is exactly what's going to happen. You can say everything you need to say through that little crack, and you can present your ID and your driver's license and your insurance paperwork up against the glass. The law says you have to present it, not hand it to them.
What's your number?
It is 801. Wait, so before I give you this, you said that I was failing to maintain a lane. I've actually got the cam right here that shows that I was driving straight. I was literally.
That's fine. I've got my camera too.
Okay.
What happened to their camera, Matthew? Whoop, can't hear you.
What happened to what?
What happened to their camera? Remember, this guy said, "Well, that's fine. We got our camera too."
So yeah, so my attorneys got their dash cam, and I mean, there was once or twice where I drifted over the line, and it was because I was lost. I had GPS going. I was live streaming. You
were looking for Harvey and Good Citizen News at the time.
I mean, that's no. I mean, people do that all the time. That was just, I had a lot of things going on. Yeah, I was distracted. Okay,
you were live streaming.
I was lost. It was a new place.
Yep. All right, here we go.
You're gonna give me your number? What state is that out of?
Mississippi.
What's your last name?
Reardon.
It's what?
Reardon.
Reardon. Can you spell that for me, please?
Reardon.
R-E-A-D.
Reardon.
First name, sir?
Matthew.
Birthday? All right, Mr. Matthew. Anything in the Duke going to be aware of? Guns,
No.
knives, anything like that?
Nothing at all.
Okay. Hang tight for a minute, okay?
All right.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, can I get your name and badge number, please?
Yeah, Officer Ocean 692.
Okay. You doing all right tonight?
Just look at this guy. Watch what he's doing here. This guy is a liar.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm all right.
How are you tonight?
Oh, just touring Galveston. First time being to Texas.
First time being in Texas.
Yeah, hadn't been through Texas. I do a lot of traveling around the country. This is the first time actually coming through Texas.
Hey, Stephanie, on that Cash App, can you turn that into a link by using the HTTPS semicolon / / so that when people click on it, they can just go right to the Cash App instead of having to type it in? Is there a way you can do that? I'm sure you know how.
Wanted to see Galveston.
You auditor, man?
I don't answer questions.
Okay.
You heard that? Officer Osteen asked him if he was an auditor. Why is that important? And where did he come up with that from? Anyways, my man answered that question the right way. He says, I don't answer questions. I wish that would have been his answer for every question for the rest of the night.
What's up, guys? He said, I don't know, he said basically failure to maintain lane. But I mean, I've got dash cam right here. I was trying to look out to see where the gas station was, and
Hey, man, you said it's your first time here?
Yeah.
Hey, what's your name?
it's Matthew. I mean, y'all looked up.
Okay. Do you have his license on you?
It's Matthew
Matthew what?
Reardon.
Matthew what?
Reardon.
Reardon?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your date of birth, man?
March. The guy not write it down?
Okay, where are you headed to, man?
Right here.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Meet up some friends.
Okay.
They're literally the ones taping you right now.
Okay.
What happened to I don't answer questions? And don't ever tell the police that you're coming to meet with the cop watchers that are filming you guys right now, the ones that film them all the time and the ones that they literally cannot stand.
I'm live on YouTube.
All right, Mr. Matthew, I'm going to ask you a question. I need you to be honest with me, okay?
Yeah.
All right, have you been drinking tonight, man?
Not a single thing.
Okay, then why come I smell alcohol coming from the car?
I hadn't had a drink, dropped a drink for 3 years.
Nothing for 3 years.
3 years.
3 years, okay?
You smelling?
I can smell you.
This is why you never roll your window down, but just a little crack, because these cops can say they smell things, and there's no way to prove that a cop is lying.
Thanks, Stephanie. That'll work. They can donate to any one of those. And if you guys can just specify that it's going to Matthew, I'll make sure it all goes to Matthew anyway. I don't really, you guys know I don't really care about all that stuff. But he does need our help. So you got an idea here that's Osteen, right? That's the guy that said he smelled alcohol, even though there was no alcohol in his blood. There was no alcohol in the car. So
Yeah,
flat
he's
out lie.
he's a lying piece of shit.
Yep. And I don't know, Matthew, do you think there's any more that we need to do on this? This is actually, let's go to the end because I want to show what they were supposed to do, and then what they did.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's go to here when you're in custody in that truck right there.
Yep.
And actually, let's just kind of talk about what happened in between all of this. you said you wanted to take the breathalyzer test and that they should have mobile ones, which they said they don't. You'd have to go down to the station
Yep.
and do the breathalyzer. And you said you should. I mean, everybody has the mobile ones, which most places do. Galveston doesn't,
I believe
and they do that on purpose.
a lie. I honestly, I feel like that was a lie. And here's the thing: Galveston has got what's called the Traffic Safety Unit, which is a DWI task force. How is it that you've had a DWI task force and have made 900 and something DWI arrests over the course of 3 years' time, and you don't have portable breathalyzers? That makes absolutely no sense.
But it is true. It is true. They do not have the mobile breath tests. They don't have them because they like to take people down to the jail.
Yeah.
They like to arrest people and take them to jail on suspicion of DUI or DWI. And so there's a method to that madness, and that's something that needs to be changed. So when you file your lawsuit, let's make sure that every one of them have to have a mobile breathalyzer in Galveston. Because they've been putting a lot of people through the ringer there in Galveston on bogus DWI charges, and everybody knows it.
Yep.
So, right there, they were telling you that what they were going to do, and you were not consenting to a blood draw; you were consenting to a breath test.
Hell yeah! Because, and if you notice, when Harvey's redressing the Sergeant Doherty off to the side, Sergeant Doherty even tells Harvey, he says, "We put him in handcuffs. We're taking him to do a breath test at the police station or at the jail. He asked for a he asked for a breathalyzer or a breath test. Okay, so
Yes.
why did they still ignore that? Why did they? I even asked, when they took me to the hospital, why don't y'all still give me a breathalyzer? They still refused me a breathalyzer, even though that was quote unquote their reason for putting me in handcuffs, was because I said, take me into custody. I want a breathalyzer.
Do the breathalyzer. Yeah, and that's the whole reason for this for the arrest is because Osteen said, "I smell alcohol."
Yep.
Yeah. So, and instead of turning left to take you down to the police station, they ended up turning right to take you to the hospital and forced blood out of you without a warrant, which they have to have. They never showed you the warrant, which they have to do.
Right.
And how many officers took you down? And there is body cam footage of all of this, folks.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this, and I can't wait for this video to come out. But when they threatened me with a separate felony if I even resisted at all on the blood draw, and they had about 8 officers close in, hold me face down on the hospital bed. It was an escalation of force, and my hands were handcuffed behind my back for the whole procedure. That was a violation of procedure. For a blood draw, they either have to be unhandcuffed or handcuffed in the front, and yet they had them handcuffed in the back, and I was forcefully held down by about 8 officers at UTMB Hospital.
And your attorney has all of that footage.
Yeah, has the body cam. Yep.
So eventually that will come out, but right now it's still an open case. It's been dropped from a felony DWI to
Misdemeanor.
And yet you spent how many months in the Galveston jail?
Close to 11. And see, that's really what the big story is here is, I'm innocent of the bogus charge anyways. But the fact is they, something weird you just closed out the video. But the fact is they intentionally overcharged me with a felony, and this is where it plays into the conspiracy involving Lafayette County public officials. What the whole goal was at the end of the day, and what you're going to see through the evidence that comes out in this thing, was this was all about, we want to put him back in prison. Okay. And they wanted to put me back in prison because I exposed these deputies. Okay. And the way to do it was they needed me charged with a felony so that they could go in and revoke my probation and say that I committed a felony crime. Because if it was a misdemeanor, it would have been considered a technical violation that they would have given me, 120 days for a technical violation if I committed a misdemeanor. But they needed it to be a felony so that they could go in and give me the 2-year illegal sentence that they gave me, which just got vacated. And
Yep.
You're going to see the evidence of that's about to come out.
Yep, and we're going to show it tonight. So,
Joe, right here on.
yeah. Now, the next thing I want to show, because I know Tyrants Beware has to get going too. So, what I want to do is I want to share the screen and actually share this video that Tyrants Beware put out. And then he came on our panel and we basically made fun of this guy because he gets everything wrong as usual. So I'm going to make this big. And I'm going to play this first part here so that you guys can see how this Muppet that a lot of people are taking their information from is an idiot. Here we go.
And by the way, guys, it's all ready for Freddie. He's going to do 2 years in Texas last year, and then
Hey, Cliff, is that a blue line flag?
Hang on.
Is that a
my
blue line
tremors.
flag? I think that's a blue line flag, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
That is a terrorist sign. That is that is a symbol of organized crime right there.
Yes, it is.
That is a defacing of the American flag. Yeah, I take extreme offense to that as a United States Marine Corps veteran.
Yep, and I do.
Well,
too, as an Army
Matthew,
veteran, so.
this is the guy that I actually told you about on February the 5th. He has a court hearing, which is a show cause hearing.
Yeah.
And he has to be there at 9 a.m. Otherwise, he's going to go to jail.
Yeah.
I thought I'd just throw that out there because, I kind of like to remind him every once in a while. And it's a private joke.
Yeah. That's this is where karma's a real thing.
Yep.
And yeah. Hope you enjoy the time, Michael Kaiser.
So I think what we should do at this point now, before we actually play this, is we do need to recognize everyone that's in the chat. There's a lot of people in here, man, more than I normally get. We've got Four Corners Fist in the Air. Jocko, Kansas was one of the first into the stream, locked and loaded and ready to go. Utah Defender. Four Corners Fist in the Air. Daisy May is in the chat, and she is a hero, and you guys are going to see that here in a little bit. Stephanie Jenks, of course, favorite moderator. Chris Milkey, Thin Blue Spine. I don't know what that is. I don't know who that is. What does it say? Don't waste any time suing the blue bastard, Matthew. Yeah, well, we're going to waste some time on that. You can trust in that, right, Matthew?
I got nothing but time. They gave me nothing but time, and just.
Yep. J-Dub Audits is in the channel. Six Semper Fi, Tyrannus, Juggalasis. Glad you're here. Oklahoma Outlaw. A lot of big people here. A lot of good players. A lot of supporters. Wingspan Angel, Steve Cousins. Tapatios Copwatch. That's the first time I've seen you, but welcome, brother. Glock Loaded. Man, Freddie. Anybody that you want to shout out? Tyrants Beware.
There are a few people that have been shouting out on my channel, and I have noticed that they've been having problems. And what I think it might be is they're not seeing your chat, which is a big problem, but it's part of the process. Only
Yeah.
people who are here on your channel can see your chat, and those that are over on my channel can only see who's in my chat. So that might be what's going on. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I've got the laptop firing up. I'm going to try to see what I can
That's
figure
exactly
out.
the way it works. We can see everybody in both chats on my chat. So Linda, welcome. Lisa Lynn, Texas, welcome. And so I think these folks are in your chat, right? Wingspan Navy.
Yeah, let me check real quick. I need to go on the comments. Right now, Steve Cousins in my chat. And
Yeah.
if you actually look, you'll see like a little
Juggalasses
link.
is in your chat. Juggalasses is in your chat.
Yeah.
Oklahoma Outlaws in your chat. They might be coming back and forth. I don't know.
But if you
So
see that little icon that looks like a link up above, like a YouTube symbol, they're over in my channel. And then anybody that doesn't have that link is in yours.
yeah, so let's do this too, TB. Everybody that's in my chat, please go over to Tyrants Beware if you're not subscribed and hit the subscribe button and the like. And everybody that's in Tyrants Beware's chat, come over here, hit a like, be sure and subscribe. And we want to kind of trade subscribers here to help each other out. So let's make sure we all do that. Okay. Everybody in the chat, do it. Come to both channels. All right. Let's start this video because this is pretty powerful here. This lion idiot. Okay.
And they wound up picking him back up because he was on freaking probation. Y'all remember? Yeah. The one
Let's
from
back it up a
Mississippi.
little bit. Yeah. Here we go. That's Lafayette County Audits, number 1.
Y'all remember him, the one that got the DUI in Texas last year and then showed back up a few days later?
Okay.
And they wound up picking him back up because he was on freaking probation. Y'all remember? Yeah, Lafayette. He's going to do 2 years in a Texas prison.
In a Texas prison, huh? Okay.
And that's before he goes. I just found out he's going to do 2 years courtesy of the state of Texas.
Oh, you just found out, did you? Huh. Where's your source? Who's the source?
And then when he's done with that, Mississippi is going to come pick him up.
Oh, Mississippi's going to come and pick him up, huh? Okay. All right.
They're going to take him back where he owes about 4 years to the state of Mississippi. So he's sitting on 60% of a decade right now.
Lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies. Oh, no, you can't disguise.
You are one dumb son of a bitch.
Oh, Michael. I think Cece got it correct that time. You actually just put out false information. But there's more, guys. Let's listen to the rest of it.
Oh, was he? Well, no, actually, but you got to remember, he paid the DUI bond when they bonded him out when he first got arrested. And then when they got the order from the state of Mississippi, he came back in because they couldn't find his keys. So he came back into the police station and they took.
TB, do you want to interject here and talk about this because this was so laughable and well done, brother, on this video.
Well, you know me, I cover Michael Kaiser and all the bullshit that he says, and I end up having to correct him every fucking time. But I will tell you this, it is torture for me to watch his fucking show at regular speed when it's better to watch it at 2x speed. That way it's actually making it bearable. But he talks so fucking slow. And he can't get shit right.
Yep.
I mean, he
Absolutely.
literally called me a PDF, called my father a PDF, said that my father was this guy in some city near where Maverick lives. And it's like, my God, can you not get anything right? Just because he has Maverick's name doesn't mean that that's his father. And I literally showed proof. And then after I showed proof, nothing out of his mouth, not even an apology.
Yeah. Yeah. What
Now,
do
they
you have
don't-
to say about this guy, Matthew?
Oh, it's the flag he's got in the background speaks for itself. I mean, the guy's he's an idiot, but you know, you can't get anything through to these types of people. It's like, you know, trying to explain to them common sense and the truth is like trying to eat Jello with chopsticks. You know, it just you just do it.
Oh, Matthew, you should actually see an updated photo of his room that he's in right now. He's actually got this little orange jumpsuit, and I think that's going to be coming in handy on February the 5th, 2025 at 9 a.m. in the morning, which is a show cause hearing, Michael. So you might want to prepare yourself to spend 10 years minimum in prison for your 5 open felonies.
We'll see what his blue line. We'll see what his blue line bootlicking backing is going to do for him then.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm actually going to wonder whether or not his jailer friend who he teams up with is going to even make a phone call, send him letters, try to get him out, like everything that I've done for you. Is he going to do that? I highly doubt it.
So this stream that we did a while back with the update for Matthew went on for an hour and 53 minutes. I don't think we want to show this whole video. In fact, do we want to show any more of this video?
I don't think we
Is there
should.
anything more
But I
about
think
Matthew on this?
Yeah, he's already shown he's already shown his intelligence level. It's I don't think it could get much lower. In fact, I think I'm dumber by the second that I watch this guy. So
yeah. All right. So compliments to Culture Club, that little spoof that Tyrants Beware was put in there. She's a good channel too. She's a different kind of channel, but she used to be a reporter in New York City as well. So
hey, I just saw a comment pop up. Glock Loaded said, Cliff, I just donated. So I just want to say thank you for that, Glock Loaded. Anybody else that has donations definitely mean the world right now, because this thing has been this has been beyond atrocious. It's literally taken everything tangible from me. It's taken my car from. I mean, like literally, I'm under some of the most like the highest levels of anxiety being out and not having a vehicle right now. And just literally having, I mean, I've lost 2 more years of my life. You know, life has moved on basically without me. And, you know, I've got to start fresh. And,
all those kids are 2 years older.
Yep. It got 4 kids. And, got to spend the night with them last night. It was very emotional. It was you know, can't
You
explain.
sent me the picture of you and the 3 girls there, and beautiful kids too, and they all had huge smiles on their faces along with you. So they were glad to see their daddy, and it's about time. So all right, so I'm not going to play any more of this. I'm going to leave it up here on my other screen just in case we want to go back to that video. But here's what I really want to do now. I want to present the paperwork of your release. And I got the highlighted version, Matthew, that you sent me. And if you want to read this, I'm going to go ahead and share it. This is why you were released. And I've got it in really big here. So if you want to just start reading,
So
I'll scroll down.
This is the big order that came out, and it says this. It says this matters before the court on petitioner Matthew Reardon's motion for post-conviction relief. In the motion, Mr. Reardon alleges, among other things, that the order revoking his probation and imposing 2 years of his suspended sentence in criminal cause number LK 22-358 is unlawful because the sentence imposed exceeds the maximum term of imprisonment authorized by the probation revocation statute 47-7-37. Mr. Reardon asked that the court to vacate the 2-year sentence, resentence him to 120 days time served, give him credit for all additional time spent incarcerated, release him from prison, reinstate him to unsupervised probation. The state filed a response to Mr. Reardon's motion and indicated that it does not oppose his request for relief. Having considered...
Oop. You cut out on us, Matthew.
Yeah, I think we lost him.
Okay. So having considered Mr. Reardon's motion, the state's response, the relevant authorities, and the record cause number LK 22-358, the court finds that the motion should be granted. It is therefore ordered and adjudged that the petitioner Matthew Reardon's motion for post-conviction relief is hereby granted.
Granted!
Yeah. Go ahead and continue, Matthew.
All right. Yeah, that was the kids actually calling on video call. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. Pursuant to both Mississippi and Texas law, the courts...
Why did they do that? Why did they do that right there? Why did they say pursuant to Mississippi and Texas law? Why do you suppose they did that?
So, okay, let me explain this. And this was the meat and potatoes of the post-conviction relief, is assuming, okay, and obviously I didn't commit the crime of DWI, but for the purposes of this post-conviction relief, how they claimed that I had committed a felony crime because I was charged initially with a felony charge, okay, under Texas law, a DWI, for a DWI, in order for them to enhance it, the DWIs, the prior DWIs have to be final convictions. So if something is under appeal, it's not a final conviction. Well, 2021 DUI from Lafayette County is under appeal. It was under appeal to the circuit court, and that was for the alleged odor of marijuana. They never did any
and
type of...
who was the arresting officer?
The arresting officer was Candace Beavers, the same one that called Galveston. So that is under appeal. It's actually in the Mississippi Supreme Court right now. So it's still a active... I have full faith in that getting completely overturned. There was never any evidence whatsoever. And in fact, all video evidence disappeared at trial. It was a kangaroo court hearing. But pursuant to Mississippi law, the only thing that they could have used was the 2014 DUI I had over in Georgia. And then this alleged 2023 DWI in Galveston. So that would be a misdemeanor. At the most, it could have only been considered a second offense misdemeanor DWI under Texas law. Okay. That's why the Texas authorities, the Galveston authorities, which are presumably experts in Texas law, correctly dismissed the felony charge and they recharged it as a misdemeanor. They should have just thrown it out completely, but they recharged it as a misdemeanor because they knew that it could not have been a felony DWI. Now, for the purposes of Mississippi law, because the revocation proceeding going on in Lafayette County of them trying to revoke my probation, under Mississippi law for a DUI, and it's DUI over in Mississippi, the DUIs have to be committed in a period of 5 years' time. So the 2014 conviction in Georgia of DUI, the DUI first, okay, that couldn't have been used for purposes of Mississippi law. And that's why the 2021 DUI in Lafayette County by Candace Beavers was correctly charged as a DUI first offense, meaning
Even though you were innocent of that one too.
Exactly. But meaning the DWI, the alleged DWI in August 2023 in Galveston, at most could have only been considered a second offense DUI or DWI. And that's the purpose of this post-conviction relief, is that this paragraph right here is basically saying, okay, if I committed that alleged crime over in Galveston, Texas, this is in no way any type of concession of guilt, because there is no concession of guilt. I've maintained my innocence since day one. But pursuant to both Mississippi and Texas law, the court's finding that Mr. Reardon committed the offense of driving under the influence in Galveston, Texas, is a finding that he committed a misdemeanor. A misdemeanor is a technical violation of the conditions of Mr. Reardon's unsupervised probation. This was the second revocation of Mr. Reardon's probation for one or more technical violations, and thus the maximum period of imprisonment. Let's go ahead and get down to the second one.
Where to go? I guess I
Well,
don't have the second one.
Well, you can go back to the original email that I sent you, because I only sent you that page right there that I put the highlights on. So can you go back on your inbox to the original where I sent you both of them?
Yeah, while I'm doing that, you guys discuss.
Well, while he's doing that, Steve Cousin over in my chat said, "Sorry, Matthew, I can't help. It didn't work from here." I'm going to assume that he tried to make a donation. So, Steve, if you want to, I'm sure Stephanie's over in my channel. If you want to do any donations, donate it to me, and I will make sure he gets it immediately.
Yeah, and I certainly appreciate anything that anybody can do to help. Once again, I mean, anything, if you just have a few dollars, man, that's anything is anything helps in this current situation.
So that's what came through on that email, Matthew, just so you know.
No, it's check your other email. So go back to your inbox. Like, the original email that I sent you earlier today that didn't have the highlights. It was the one that was sent hours ago to you on your inbox.
I got to find it now. Okay.
Yeah, it was sent probably around, I don't remember what time I sent that to you. Was it around like lunchtime or something like that I sent the
unhighlighted version.
Yeah, and that it had. And in fact, if I had, and I don't have a paper copy of it because I haven't been provided, all I have is the digital, or else I could actually, go to it myself. I don't have a computer to pull it up. I just have my phone. And if I go to it, I will get out of the StreamYard. But basically, yeah, I mean, it should be right before. I don't know how many emails you got. You shouldn't have that many before, like it was right before this email, a couple hours before I sent this latest one where I highlighted it, hour or two before. But
yeah, I get a lot of emails, brother.
I got you. Well, yeah. So in a nutshell, since we're having issues pulling up that second page, I should have sent both pages when I sent that one right there. But yeah, the sentence was vacated. It was declared an illegal, unlawful sentence, and I had obviously served a lot more than the 120 days that they could give me, and so they vacated it and released me immediately yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not finding the other email at all from you whatsoever.
Okay.
And I had it pulled up, but then I took it out when I got this highlighted one. I thought you sent me the whole thing, but you didn't. So can you just, let everybody know basically what the end result was?
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, so the end result is the court vacated the sentence. They declared it an illegal. What I'd asked for, what I'd stated in the post-conviction relief, that it was an unlawful sentence. The DA did not oppose that, meaning that he agreed that it was unlawful. Otherwise they would have issued a response, that opposed the relief that I was seeking in that. And so, yeah, the revocation was vacated, or to the point of I was resentenced to 120 days, time served, given credit for each additional day spent incarcerated, released from prison, and reinstated to the original unsupervised probation.
All right, I did receive $10 into my PayPal account. I'm not going to dox the person's name, but the person that sent that, can you go ahead and let us know in the chat that it was you, so we can give you a nice shout out?
Yeah, thank you for the. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Press with Rankers in the house. Good to see you, brother. Share this out to your community, he says, if you have a channel. So I'll put it all on your community page. Absolutely. Thank you, Press with Ranker, for doing that as well.
See David, New York, NY,
yeah.
or New York, NYC is on there. Good to see you out, man. Good to see you out. I saw the video. I actually watched y'all's video last night. Since I got out, I got released from prison at about 6:30 yesterday, and had the kids last night in a hotel. And once they went to sleep, I was going and checking up on videos, and I checked in on y'all's and saw that crazy arrest that happened with the water, the paper bag and the water, and that obnoxious tyrant that you could see it on his face that
Yeah. So just so you know, David, I've told Matthew all about you, brother. So he wanted to go look at your stuff. And we love you. Okay. So thanks for being here. All right. So, and that's an excuse, and you can use it if you want.
Yep. And I need to catch up on some of these comments too myself, because I haven't been actively looking at the comments because I've been, actively engaged in the show. And so, yeah, I occasionally check on here. So I apologize for not shouting out people myself. But yeah.
Daisy May. He was wondering how Press with Ranker was doing. Yeah, I texted him today, and I also apologized to him. I've been sick for 3 weeks, and I haven't checked up on him. I hope you're doing well, brother. I really do. Utah Cop Watch. He said that tyrant needs to be in prison.
So. Yeah, absolutely. They need to be exposed. And, I think actually this would be a good point right now, Cliff, if you've got this, to go ahead and talk about the Lafayette County Circuit Clerk, Jeff Busby.
There we go. I
think it's time to go ahead and give him a little bit of let's go ahead and give him a little bit of attention that he has so desperately asked for and deserves in all of this. Jeff showed firsthand how quickly Jeff was, the circuit clerk of Lafayette County, to throw his office, employees in his office, under the bus for something that he knowingly did. So he has intentionally, falsely represented. He's provided fraudulent statements and representations to the Galveston County District Attorney's Office in order for this plays into the whole conspiracy on revoking my probation for me being originally charged with a felony charge out in Galveston, Texas. And it was because Jeff Busby, the Lafayette County Circuit Court clerk, intentionally misrepresented information to the Galveston County District Attorney's Office, saying that he's not aware of any appeal going on of the 2021 DUI from Lafayette County. And so, Cliff, I'm gonna let you go ahead and present.
I'm going to play the audio, and then once I'm done, I'm going to present the email that he actually said. So you guys will see the contradiction. Let me. I'm going to make sure that this is the right one here. Press play.
Did you say your name is Brett?
Yes,
Oh,
that's
this
right.
isn't the
Brett,
right one.
Brett. Yeah.
Oh, hi, Brett. Thanks.
So Brett was the clerk for the judge who was supposed to sign this order to vacate order. So I got him on the phone. I'm just going to, it's a very short conversation anyway, so I'll go ahead and play that and we'll play the other Busby thing.
Did you receive order to vacate that the state for Matthew Reardon? Hello?
I'm Judge Hollison's staff attorney. It's possible that it might be in another court with one of the other judges.
Was Judge Tollison? We were told that you were the clerk for Judge Tollison.
I am the clerk for Judge Tollison.
Yeah, it's the order should have went to him from the state saying that they don't oppose the order to vacate for Matthew Reardon. So we need.
Oh
Judge
yeah, you're
Tollison
with
to
Mr.
sign
Howard's
it.
office.
Yeah, we need Judge Tollison to sign that so Matthew Reardon can be released.
Sure, that's been presented to Judge Tollison for his review.
Has he signed it?
Not at this time, but it's been presented for review, and that's all I can do at this time. Okay.
Okay, so he's reviewing it. How long does it take to review it and then sign it?
I can't say. You know, my job is just to put it on the desk,
Okay.
and it's there for his review.
And so it's on the desk and it's there for his review. Is there a way I could get a call back once it's been signed?
And that's really all. That's really all the information I think I can provide on that at this time. Okay, sir.
At this time, you're saying, but is there a way to call
Okay.
me as soon as he signed it?
Well, if he does sign it, if and when it will be filed and will be on MEC to provide it to counsel.
MEC, so we can look on MEC.
All right, thank you.
So we can look on MEC for that signature.
And I think this needs to get touched on right here. So that call was made on Tuesday. That call was made on Tuesday. I don't remember what
And I
time
wasn't
it
the
made
only
that
one that
call.
made that call either. There was other people that called as well. Tyrants Beware, one of them.
Yep.
And of course, our Daisy Nate.
Absolutely.
And others.
And it was later that day. And this is where, I've stressed and I can't talk enough about the right of redress and how important that is. Because of these calls going in, okay, I believe strongly, it helped put attention on the matter. And it was later that afternoon that order did get signed off by Judge Tollison, and it was filed. It shows in MEC that it was filed the next morning, but I was advised that it was actually signed off that same afternoon. And
So that's the power of the phone calls, people. All of you
power-
supporters out there in the 1A community, It's very powerful what you guys do when you make these calls. We know that you're on hold forever, or you have to leave voice messages. We know the process because we go through the same process when we're trying
And
to
look, you know,
call and get information.
these people, they're notorious. If they don't think that people are watching and that people care, then they're going to take their time. But it's, you know, my thing, one of the big things that I'm spearheading in this in my activism with this is, if you know that somebody is serving an illegal sentence and it was plainly clear, this is why the state did not oppose it. They had no response that they could have given. Okay. If you know that somebody is serving an illegal sentence, waiting 1 day is too long. Okay. Like prison's a dangerous place. You know, anything can happen. And
Rikers is a dangerous place too, right, David?
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Could not keep him in there. No way.
Yep.
Had to get him out.
Absolutely.
Now, do you want to give credit to the lawyer that actually wrote up the? I mean, he basically just took your words and wrote it up and submitted it to the court. But do you want to give him any kind of a shout out, or does he want to remain anonymous? Or
yeah, no, I definitely do. Yeah, and I'm glad, you know, that, you know, I definitely want to give the my attorney in this. His name is Jacob Howard. He's with the MacArthur, MACARTHUR Justice Center. They are a nonprofit organization that helps people that are basically illegally sentenced. He took my case on, no cost, and filed the post-conviction relief. It was 26 pages for the post-conviction relief, and there were 300 pages of exhibits attached to it. So it was, and the exhibit, you know, we're just there, you know, for if anything needed to be relied upon, like looked at, really, you know, nobody really had to take the time to look at the exhibits, but the exhibits were there to, you know, truly, you know, dot all I's and cross all T's. And I can't give Jake Howard and the MacArthur Justice Center enough props and appreciation for what they've done. I know they've got a big office out of Chicago, Illinois, and they represent.
how did you get in touch with them? How did you get in touch with them?
So
because you were in prison.
So yeah, I had reached out to him last year whenever I was in prison for the 1 year sentence from Candace Beaver's lies, and unfortunately, I had, you know, already snap filed a something that was considered to be a post conviction relief myself, and you get one bite of the apple at it. And he told me last year, he was like, you know, I could have helped you, you know. Unfortunately, you know, my hands are tied because you've already filed something. And you can't, you know, it's you get one bite of the apple at it on you know, collaterally attacking a sentence. This time around, when I knew, you know, everything that happened, I did not want to waste that bite of the apple on, you know, shooting my shot myself. You know, I wanted to put it in the hands of an experienced attorney and I'm glad I did, because I was actually working on a post-conviction relief that was going to make different arguments. I was going to attack it from a different angle, and not really so much from the angle that he did. And that was the way that he did it was the way that it truly needed to be done. So if you know, the MacArthur Justice Center, you know, if you ever find yourself in any type of situation, illegally imprisoned, any type of like illegal revocation, anything like that, reach out to them if they're in your area. If not, I would encourage anybody to look up your local Innocence Project. You know, Innocence Projects are in every state. And I think I originally got their information last year whenever I reached out to the ACLU, and I was told by the Mississippi ACLU chapter that that they were not going to pick it up, and they gave a list of resources, and the MacArthur Justice Center, Jake Howard, was on that list of resources.
Perfect. How did you actually get in touch with them, though, while you're in prison this time? Who connected you to them?
So it was, well,
Was it your attorney in Galveston?
yes.
I kind of led you to that.
So yeah, so yeah, I want to, and yeah, I want to also, you know, I need to also take the time to say thank you to Benjamin Campagna, my attorney out. He's out of Houston, Texas, representing me in Galveston, as well as I've got Courtney Vincent, that's also with the Vincent Law Firm, that's also working with me out there in the Houston area. So
she's the civil rights attorney, right?
Yes, and Ben has been just absolutely. He's been a tremendous help, huge ass, somebody that I've reached out to, and
so there's a few people that have been conduits between him and you to get messages back and forth, because you always have to collect, right? And sometimes the law firm doesn't do it. So so we've all kind of been a conduit between these attorneys to get messages to them and back and forth. So it's been a work in progress, and a lot of people have been involved.
Yeah, and you can't just text. You know, send text message. You know, is not so. So yeah, as far as relaying messages and all that, you know, I can't wait to get the call recordings while I was in prison. You know, it's people shy away from using that wall phone because of the calls being monitored and recorded. And I'll tell you, I can 100% for a fact, and so can Cliff, so can TB, that they were heavily monitoring all of my calls. They were interfering with the calls like crazy. There's no doubt in my mind that they were actively listening. They were dedicating resources to listening. But, you know, I used that wall phone. Every call I made had a purpose behind it. There was a date and a time, and there was communication that was put out there. I'm getting those calls, every single call that was made from there. And, you know, it was basically, I used it as my own personal recording device, knowing that I was gonna subpoena those call recordings made from prison. You know,
Look who we got in the chat. Can you read that?
Harvey Freebird. Absolutely. Go to prison.
Lock up with Officer Olstein. Yeah.
Got the wrong guy.
Hey Matt, would you mind if I elaborate on what the calls were like for me whenever I called you?
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right, so basically, guys, to understand what Matthew is trying to say is whenever I would call or somebody else would call and they were acting like they're interfering, we would get like Matthew speaking like a fucking robot where you couldn't understand him or hear what he was saying.
Yeah.
It was like horrible to me.
Yep.
I couldn't tell you how many times I've had to tell Matthew, you're roboting, they're fucking with the lines. There were so many fucking times that happened, and it just was not.
Oh, I can't tell
good.
you how many recordings I have of us talking where he sounds like he's underwater.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a couple of those too. I don't think I recorded them at that time, but I think it was after that I started recording.
Oh, you wouldn't believe how many recordings I've got of Matthew calling me. There's a whole plethora of them.
They were intentionally screwing with it. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
We'd even tell him, stop monitoring this call, you bastards.
Hey,
Get off the line.
Hey, let me say something real quickly. I see this in the comments that just popped up. SCP Phoenix Volunteer ADA Title II auditors. I've emailed the captain of professional standards of Rock Hill Police Department about their non-compliance today. We'll let you know when I hear back from them. My sister and her husband live in Rock Hill. So I would like to know what's going on over in Rock Hill. Please get that information over to me. Get it over to Cliff because it's a small world.
Do you want to put your email out, or do you want me to just give them my email and they can email me?
I'll put my email out for anybody that wants to email me. It's really easy. It's oxfordoutlaw@yahoo.com. oxfordoutlaw@yahoo.com.
And Stephanie, if you want to spam that as well, people can reach out to him that way. And then the Angry Vet was actually harassed by some cops in Rock Hill as well. So he's got video of that. Rock Hill is a bad place, man.
I'd love to that's a small world right there. And my sister, her husband, her kids, they all live over in Rock Hill. And I've never been there, but I would sure love to know what's going on over there.
Yep.
Thank you, Stephanie.
And then we got Utah Defender here. I have to go. Please, everyone, donate to Matthew. Thank you, Utah Defender. All right. So now what we want to do is I want to present another audio.
Yeah, the Jeff Busby.
Yep, that's right. And I hope I'm getting the right one here. Let me put it up here, and we'll see if we can share it and see if it works.
I'd like to know if he's sticking to his guns on what he said, or if he wants to retract what he said. But
because he's the one that basically led Texas into charging you with a felony DWI instead of a misdemeanor, causing your extradition in the first place, because Mississippi would never have been able to extradite you on a misdemeanor.
Right. Well,
it caused a lot of shit.
It started with Candace Beavers.
Beavers, absolutely.
2021 DUI that she wanted me charged with a felony. Yeah, but the conspiracy continued to grow. This involves the district attorney's office over in Lafayette County, Mississippi. They intentionally they use false and fictitious fraudulent information at the revocation hearing, even after they were put on notice of it. 7 days before the revocation hearing, there was a hearing held where I represented myself at both hearings, okay? And I put the DA and the judge on notice that they were using false and fictitious information. The case number in the petition and the bench warrant were completely fictitious. Made up.
And we've shown those documents in the past, and we've proved that they were not, that they were bogus documents. But yeah, they went ahead anyway.
They went ahead anyways. That's a
kangaroo.
crime.
These courts are more tyrannical than any of the cops out there, folks. It's the court. It's the whole system that is very corrupt, and they're violating rights. And they need to be charged when they do these things with Title 18, Section 241 and 242. They need to be charged with crimes, and they need to go to prison for doing it. And we have evidence that they did it. So let me test this out. I want to make sure that it's the actual recording that I want on here. So I'm going to play it just for a few seconds here. So it's not playing. So what I got to do then is I got to take this one down, because it's and there's been a glitch on these voice recordings where I've got to go back into my email, find it, pull it up, and play it again, because sometimes they just freeze up if they're.
But I definitely want to hear that on this show. So we definitely definitely got to find that, because I'm here to
absolutely.
It needs
Absolutely. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to go ahead and present this document right here. This is an email.
Yeah, we can start with that.
Yeah. And there's the culprit himself.
In fact, this might actually be better to start with this and then to hear what he says.
There's the email.
Take note right here. All right. You see the name, you see the signature. To whom it may concern, to the best of my knowledge, there has not been a properly filed appeal from any conviction pending in the Lafayette County Circuit Court. He knows that's a lie. He was there for the hearings. This thing has been ongoing. It was appealed from Justice Court to Circuit Court. And there are so many just flat out denials of due process that happened in all of this that they're well aware of, including just a denial of counsel, continuing representation of counsel. And Jeff Busby has known. He was there whenever I filed this thing initially. He was there whenever it was declared in court, when the judge even stated that it was an appeal. I mean, the circuit court judge, in dismissing, this. So what happened, is I was extradited from Galveston, Texas to Lafayette County on June 24th of this year, got to Lafayette County June 25th, and conveniently 3 days later on June 28th, the circuit court judge, John Kelly Luther, dismissed my appeal of the Justice Court convictions, which include the 2021 DUI. And in his order dismissing everything, even basically stated, he stated that it was an appeal of the DUI and disorderly conduct and resisting arrest, and that the reason that he was dismissing it was because the cost of appeal and the bonds of, cost and bonds for appeal never got paid. But that was because no cost or bonds were ever set, because the lower court judge, in an order, declared me indigent, and waived the cost of appeal. This was already a well settled matter. It was already, openly shown in court at a hearing. And so this is uncalled for. Jeff Busby knew, if the judge knew that it was a appeal of Justice Court convictions, if the if my reappointed attorney knew that it was an appeal of the Justice Court convictions, if the prosecutor, the state, knew that it was an appeal of Justice Court convictions, then what the hell is this guy doing saying, to the best of my knowledge? I mean, this is what his job entails. And clearly he's in the wrong position. He has violated, he has breached public trust with this. And I can't wait for you to hear this recording.
Yep. And I'm going to stop sharing this, and I'm going to present the recording. I got to make sure it's the right one here. This is latest. 1, 2, 3. Information. This one. No. This one. No. This one. No. This one. That's a phone call to Jeff Busby. I believe it's this one. Share it. And let's play it.
Ready? Sorry, I got caught up for a second. Hey, to do this, let's go ahead and there's no need in calling with your number showing. Might as well just call with star 67. I don't know why we didn't do that yesterday. That was probably
Well, let me try it first with my number.
That's the voice of Daisy May.
Yeah, so we can see if they actually.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. We'll give it a try there. And if they don't, and then they do answer with the other, because most people won't answer when it's anonymous, because the lady said that when I did it with the star 67, it came up anonymous. And I said, yep, you're right. That was me.
Well, but some people have their numbers privated out too, so they don't want to miss any call.
Yeah.
They can't, when they can't say for certain, on who it could be.
Yeah.
You know, the trick would be obviously to wait a little bit and then call back from the, you know, maybe not call back right away
Right.
for star 67, but wait
Right.
a little bit and call
Yeah.
star. Yeah.
Yeah, then they won't know that, you know, because they'll be they figured it out because I did exactly what you said, but I didn't care. I was trying to figure out if they were doing it on purpose. So they just proved it to me. So anyway, okay, let's go to.
Oh, and then also while you're doing that, did you ever call Iowa back and ask Kathy what her last name is?
No, I haven't had a chance. I just got back.
All right.
Okay, hold on. And I wasn't going to make the phone call between the time you were going to call back because if I know you're going to call back and we're going to do something, I had the thing all set up for recording and everything.
Ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Lafayette Circuit Clerk Office. Yep, that's it, right?
The circuit clerk's office. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Make sure it's on. Yep, it's recording. Okay.
Thank you for calling the Lafayette County Circuit Clerk's office. New options have changed. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it now.
Shit.
For the circuit clerk or the county court office, press 1 to speak to a deputy clerk. For the county.
You there?
Yep.
Okay. I think her name's Missy.
Hello.
Hello?
Circuit clerk. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. I'm looking for Jeff Busby.
Yeah, hold please.
Jeff? Mr. Busby, how you doing today?
I'm good.
Hey, my name's Don Matthews. I was calling from News Now, Memphis. I was calling about a particular story that was brought to our attention. That's actually a couple of cases that are there in your office dealing with a Matthew Reardon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's actually talked to a few of his advocates that reached out to us, and it's actually quite an interesting story. The Supreme Court, it was just shown where the Supreme Court back on the 23rd of December ordered a remand back to the Lafayette County Circuit Court. We have MEC. We hadn't seen anything on the docket, and
yeah, that would be where you would need to get your information, would be the MEC. Anything that's filed in our office, we're not lawyers and I'm not the judge. So anything filed in our office would be on MEC is where we would post it when we got it back.
Okay. Well, and what was concerning about everything is the fact that it was made known through your office that this was not an appeal from Justice Court, but it was Delta Computer Systems actually had it listed as an appeal from Justice Court.
That may have been how he filed it, but he may have misfiled his paperwork. It's the only thing that I can tell you. But it would be all on MEC, or prior to MEC, it would be on Delta. Systems. Now, if you need to talk to an attorney or the DA's office or the judge, you would just have to get in touch with either the DA's office or the court, the law clerk for one of the judges. I can't answer those questions. Again, I'm telling you, we file what paperwork that they file, whether it's attorney or whether he represents himself and files it himself. And the only thing that we do is file the paperwork.
Yeah, it's just been a real concern to a lot of people, the fact that he's been denied counsel in the Supreme Court. He's been denied counsel from the Circuit Court.
I can't answer any of those questions because I don't know if he has or not. I'm a clerk. I'm no lawyer and I'm no judge. So if that's been denied, it's been denied through a judge or I guess through a judge is who it's been denied from. And that's hard for me to believe, but I'm not going to tell you you're right or wrong because, again, we just file what paperwork that is given to us.
Sure. I got one more question
Here
for
it
you,
comes.
Mr. President. Back around March of this year, when Mr. Reardon was in the Galveston County Jail, held under a felony driving while intoxicated charge, there were emails that were sent to the district attorney's office from your office, actually from you, stating that there was
not from me. They weren't.
Not from you?
I don't think so.
Okay, so
And it cuts off right there. I don't know why, but it did. But basically, he denied sending that email, and we just showed you the email.
Well, and I can't believe it. So I listened to it. We need to get Daisy May to resend it. Then there's something wrong with that on your.
Well, this one came from Tyrants Beware.
Well,
could
and that
be the
came
reason
from her,
why.
so I don't know what happened, but I listened to I listened to it, when she played it back, and well, I could have sworn I did, and I know for a fact he said, not for me, it didn't.
Yeah, he did say that in this recording too. Not for me, it didn't. It could have been somebody from my office.
That's what he said. He said it could have been somebody from my office, and that's the thing. That
I've
right
got
there-
recordings of calling people from at his office and asking them to give us comment, and let us know how they feel about him potentially throwing them under the bus, and they were kind of
it's
shocked
the
that they said no comment. So,
it's the definition of a snake. That is a snake right there. To that it couldn't be clear. That was clear admission that he will easily has no problem, has no moral issues throwing anybody in his office under the bus for something that he knowingly did.
Yep.
Uncalled
So I'm going to share that email once again here.
All right.
Back up.
What?
Go
Do
ahead.
you happen to know what time it stopped at?
Yeah, it stopped at. Let me pull it back up here. Where'd it go? 6 minutes 41 seconds.
All right, 6 minutes 41 seconds. All right, I'm at 6:37. All right, so I'm gonna let this play through my computer since it's on my computer.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
I don't think so. Okay, so you never sent any emails to the district attorney's office saying that Mr. Reardon?
My office may have, but I personally know I did not. Sir, I'm not going to answer these questions because I'm not sure anything about this, and I'm not going to answer something that I know pretty to answer. Again, if you would like to speak with the district attorney's office, I can give you their number, or if you'd like to speak with the law clerk for one of the judges, I can give you their number. But that has nothing to do with me.
All right, let me get the number for one of the law clerks. Go ahead with that number.
Okay.
The concern was that last question is that for 11.
Hold on just 1 second.
Under a felony charge, where this office reportedly that was a correct charge. That there was a 2020.
That was what was
never appealed.
Well, again, be an MEC or Delta is what we would have said to anybody. Number is I don't know. Would you like judge? Who is the judge in this case?
I would say, I know there's a Judge Luther. There's the L21494, which has Judge Luther, and there's also Judge Tollison on the 358. Both of them, actually, I've got questions for both of them. Can I get both numbers?
Sure. Hold on just 1 second.
Okay.
And everybody can hear
Now,
this recording, right? Put one in the
are
chat.
y'all able to hear? Okay.
Yeah.
I was actually not thinking, and I have my earbuds in, which is my microphone as well. And then I just set the earbud on the speaker on my laptop. So I thought I'd ask whether or not y'all can actually hear it. Have y'all actually heard it from the beginning?
Yeah, they heard it from the beginning, and now you're picking up where it stalled on ours. So yeah, let's continue if we got more.
All right. Got about 14 more minutes.
Or seconds. I think it's pretty much you just needed to get those phone numbers. You got the phone numbers, and that was it, wasn't it, Matthew?
Okay, Christy Adair's number, which is Judge Luther's, is 662-837-7884. Hello? Hello?
And here's the phone system.
Yes, they hung up. Hello?
There's your proof of the phone system on those wall phones from the jail or from the prison. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first time of me being able to actually hear that. So yeah, that's.
There's the recording going. Okay, here we go.
Oh, let's stop it. Stop it, Tyrants. Stop it.
All right.
We don't want to play the other ones from Daisy May. But trust us, folks, she's made a lot of calls. And she told me today, she said, you know, if I make 100 calls and only 2 of them end up fruitful, I'm good with that.
And you know what? Practice makes perfect, and repetition. She's, you know, just from doing this more and more and more and more, I've heard a fantastic progression, you know, of confidence, and also learning how to do 3-way calls, you know, efficiently, and you know, so she has picked it up and you know, run with it. You know, practice makes perfect. You know, the more you do something, the more, you know, natural it's going to come. That goes for anything. You know, the activism, the people that do the cop watching. You know, the first time
Hang on,
out,
Harvey. Hang on, Matthew. Harvey, I just put in the StreamYards link if you want to come up on panel, brother.
Come on in, buddy.
Another big help. I'm glad to see you back again. And I hope you got your stuff taken care of. Oh, look at that. Good guy activism. Hey, brother. Nice to have you here. So we've been showing all the back end work that we do as activists and supporters, and we've been really shouting out Daisy May because she knows how to make phone calls. She knows how to get things done. She actually saved a prisoner's life in the Mississippi State Prison by getting them the hell out of there because they wouldn't spend the money on his medication.
I want to take a moment to touch on something that's very important that needs to be touched on. All right, and that's we are a small but steadily, you know, growing band of people that are fed up with what's going on and are actually making a positive difference. But I'll say this, that it is counterproductive to everything that we are doing if we are infighting and attacking each other and not truly bonding together as a group. Like I can't touch on the importance of that, because it tears us apart as a community whenever people aren't, you know, when they're wanting to basically, you know, just do things for themselves and say,
hey, can you mute yourself? You can hear background music.
Hold on.
It needs to be a collective effort that, you know, that we all do a better job. I've seen You know, there's been I've heard a lot of stories of infighting and people tearing each other apart, you know, in the community, and that does nothing but hurt the end cause. And you know, we all need to do a better job of coming together.
I agree. And that was well said. But you kind of roboted out on us. You froze there, brother. So you might have to jump out and jump back in. All right. Let's see. Boy, I'm seeing a lot of unfamiliar faces in here. So, and that's good to see. Please take a minute to subscribe to this channel. We are a channel that helps the boots on the ground. Doesn't matter if we like them personally or not like them personally. We still will feature the body of work that they're doing as long as they are a civil rights advocate and they believe in the Constitution. So that's what this whole channel is about, is helping the boots on the ground. Matthew Reardon, for 2.5 years, we've been trying to get him out of incarceration and keep him out of incarceration. He has, for the last 7 years, been hounded by the government because of his activism. So he has paid more of a price than anyone that I know. And that's why we have fought so hard in the background and in the foreground to try to help him and get him out of prison. And we finally got that done yesterday. So that's the whole purpose of this big news announcement, is Matthew Reardon is out of prison.
All right, I'm back. I don't know what happened. I don't know where I got cut off. Did y'all get all of that, what I was saying?
Yeah, you basically nailed it right there. I don't think any more needs to be said. We all need to be stick together and help the boots on the ground that are fighting for the cause of freedom and constitutional rights. And we want to help we don't care what label is on it, whether it be a First Amendment auditor, investigative journalist, anybody that's been wronged by the government in any shape, manner, or form. We want to expose it, and we want to go after it.
Yes.
And we want to help the auditors and the people in this community that are fighting that fight. And you are one of the auditors that I said has been one of the most egregiously, for the last 7 years, you have been attacked at every turn by the Lafayette County and the courts, the police, the sheriff's department. They have done unscrupulous things from the very beginning, up to including stalking for filming.
Well, you know, and you know, this is the perfect time to touch on this, because people wonder, well, why did he plea out? You know, why? You know, because that's a common thing that I've heard, and this is actually something that's truly that I'm making a big push for, spearheading this, and I've already had, you know, deep talks with attorneys about this, and I 100% believe that if somebody is charged with a crime, okay, and it's bullshit like what Lafayette County has done, and if the state completely,
and what happened to David New York?
If the state completely denies due process to that defendant, okay, and that person has a complete crisis going on in their life, which is what happened in both of these. Like the second time, the more recent time, back in 2022, I had a 4-month-old child in the neonatal intensive care unit in Le Bonheur Hospital. I was denied bond. I had to sit in jail on a completely just ludicrous charge. My wife got fired from her job conveniently at the end of July, or at the end of August, and I had to get out to provide for my family. You know, if somebody's completely denied every aspect of due process, you know, fruit of the poisonous tree, the exclusionary rule, how that applies to illegally obtained evidence, tainted evidence, you know, how it can't be relied upon. I think that should 100% apply to a guilty plea whenever it comes to the state completely denying somebody due process. What that comes
And I want to
to,
interject something too on this. Your wife was fired from her job, and we know that there's some shady shit going on there, causing more hardship so that you would plead out.
Yes.
So the government had a hand in that as well. Getting
They
her fired.
100% did. And what I think it comes down to, it comes down
They
to
attack
state,
you, they attack your family, they attack everything around you to make you plea out.
it turns into state sanctioned kidnapping and state sanctioned human trafficking. The kidnapping happens when they you know, when they ultimately kidnap somebody and they put a bond, you know, and or in this case they deny the bond completely. And then the human trafficking aspect, whenever they traffic the person into the prison system, and it's a forced corner market that benefits the state. There's no there's no just consideration. There's no you know, consideration given anywhere by the state when it comes to that, and it's completely unfair. And I think that, you know, so far up to this point, the courts have not recognized that a guilty plea could be considered fruit of the poisonous tree. Okay, that it could be illegally obtained evidence. They should not rely on a guilty plea as proof of a crime being committed if the defendant was completely denied due process rights. That is 100%. I believe that in my heart. And I'm going to.
And I was just talking with Four Corners Fist in the Air this afternoon, and that's exactly his scenario. He pled out. Now it's under appeal, so you can appeal even a plea deal that you did.
Right,
So
you can't. A plea.
a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, a plea tosses out your right to appeal. The only way you can basically overturn that is through a post-conviction relief by showing that you had ineffective assistance of counsel, or you know, there are very limited situations.
Extenuating, certain extenuating circumstances. And
This needs to go to the United States Supreme Court, and there needs to be a major case in the United States Supreme Court where this is declared, where guilty pleas coming from a complete denial of due process can be considered under the exclusionary rule as fruit of the poisonous tree.
Absolutely. Yeah, that fight needs to be taken because it's happening to especially our boots on the ground all over the country.
I'm ready.
These things are happening.
I'm ready to take it. I've already told my attorneys I'm ready to lead the charge on that, and I've already, you know, asked them to get behind me, and I think that, you know, I'm unwilling to back down on this. This is something that, you know, I'm not the only one that this has happened to, but this is completely taken a wrecking ball to my life, and I'm not going to stand for it anymore.
And you're not going to stand for it having anybody else because you are part of this movement.
Absolutely.
And I know for a fact they've been trying to get you to plead out in Galveston all this time, and they've even offered you, you know, time served. You can go on your merry way.
It's fallen. It's fallen on deaf ears. It's you know, I'm not going for anything like that. It's not.
There's even this latest one that they offered. What was that?
Well, they haven't offered anything. That's the thing. I've been, you know, but I don't want to really go into all that, but it's I'm not going to plea. I'm making this crystal clear. I'm not going to plea out to anything. There's only one verdict and one verdict only, and that is notching a NG, not guilty, or the state dismissing the charge. That's it.
Yep. And I think they're going to dismiss it now that we've kind of exposed their corruption and their conspiracy with the state of Mississippi, because you were supposed to go to trial on that misdemeanor DWI in 1 week on a misdemeanor, and Mississippi came and picked you up a week before, and then the Galveston court even had the gall to say failure to appear, put a warrant out for Matthew's arrest, even though they knew what Mississippi had done. They'd taken you back to Mississippi, put you in prison, and you've been there ever since.
I was robbed of trial. Yeah.
That's how corrupt the system is, and that's how that's the conspiracy between Galveston, Texas, and Lafayette County, Mississippi. That's what they did, and there's all kinds of evidence of it. So, and they know it.
Hey, Cliff,
they know the jig is up.
I see we're right here at the top of the hour, almost closing in on 2 hours. So why don't we go ahead and wind this show up? Whatever you want to do to close it out.
Yeah, I put the StreamYards link in there for anybody to come up if they wanted to chat or whatever. Nobody's taken the bait, so I think you're right. I think we can go ahead and end this, and we'll come up with another update later on down the road because this isn't over, not by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, for anybody on there, you know, if there's anything that you have, even if it's a few dollars that you can spare, you know, it's I'm having to start literally from scratch in all of this, literally with nothing. It's all been robbed from me, from everything that's happened, car, everything, and I you know, I've got to I gotta get back on my feet from this.
Yep, you do. So anything that you guys can donate, my PayPal is linked is pinned at the top. Please donate. We've received one donation so far for $10. And I don't remember if the guy said in his chat who he was and that he did it. But we definitely want to shout him out. I just can't shout him out because I've got his real name up here and I don't want to dox him. So other than that, I think you're right. I think we beat this horse. I think people really do understand what we've presented here today, and they understand everything that you've been going through. They might not be clear on the whole story of everything, but that's, you know, you can't do that in just 1 2-hour live stream when it's 7 years of persecution and prosecution. So having said that, I am going to go ahead and end this thing. I want to thank everybody for showing up. I do appreciate everyone that I texted and they went ahead and put things up on their community page, shared it out. I want to give a special shout out to all the people that have helped in the past and present. So Carolina Fort Worth, she actually interviewed me on her panel talking about Matthew Ruth. She helped. That was help. Harvey Freeberg, all the videos that he did and all the recordings of phone conversations with Matthew, he's helped tremendously. News Now Ninja, he's helped with getting funds. Firm Audits did a couple of live streams where he tried to, crowdfund to get the money that we needed. I also want to shout out, of course, Daisy May, Tyrants Beware. Gosh, who am I missing? I know I'm missing people.
There've been a lot of people that have yeah.
A lot of people have helped in this cause. So whether they helped a long time ago and haven't helped in recently, that's fine. They still helped.
Yes.
And they need to be shouted out. They need to have their channels promoted because they are part of this community. And so that's important that we help each other, help each other's channels, all of it. So trying to think of who else. I know there's a lot more. I know I'm missing people, and I apologize that I didn't shout your name out, but my God, I mean, it's a lot of people that have helped, and that's very appreciated. I know Matthew appreciates it, and so do I. That's the whole purpose of my channel, is getting as much help for these people that need it, that have had their rights violated. So with that said, any last parting thoughts that you have, TB?
I just want to let Matthew know that he does need to text me so we can get together and we can finally have that steak dinner. And I will give you the option right now, if you want me to. I will reveal what it is that I have planned to give to you, and Cliff and Daisy May already know about it.
Oh. Well, I'm going to leave that up to you.
I think you should show it to him when he comes over for the steak dinner. That's what I think. Make him wait.
I think he's waited long enough. All right, so here's what it is. You said that you wanted your steak to be cooked on a charcoal grill.
Yeah.
Well, I've actually got 3. One's a gas, 2 are charcoal. I am going to give you 1 charcoal grill that looks like a smoker. That is my gift to you for coming out of jail.
Well, it's gonna be a while before I have a place to actually park it. But yeah, I will definitely take you up on that. I appreciate that, TV.
But it's here for you whenever you're ready. I told you you're going to have to get your own place before you get this, but that's what it was. It's a charcoal grill that looks like a smoker.
Yep. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Much love, brother.
Thanks
Well,
again
I'm
for all
going to
your
get
help.
on off of here because the wife is ready. We got to go.
All right. We'll see you later. Thanks for showing up.
No problem. Take care, everybody. And Matthew is finally free.
Yes, sir. Hey, I would yell. I would do the freedom yell, but I'm in the hotel and I don't know how thin the walls are. I know that I would probably be getting calls from the desk.
Yeah. And yeah, be sure and put Harvey Freebird's link in the chat. And everybody go over there and subscribe to his channel. This man has helped tremendously in this community. And he's done a lot of work on the front end as well as the back end. And we appreciate him very much. Any parting words before I end this then, Matthew?
Harvey,
yep.
I'll get. I need to get with you, Harvey, after I get off of here. I tried to call you earlier. My condolences are out to you. Prayers about your father, and yeah, I do need to touch base with you because I need to figure out a way to get that phone too, because I need to get back into my channel, and that would be about the only way, since it sounds like Austin decided to do whatever with the iPhones. So I sure hope he's got my laptop, my brand new laptop that's probably not so brand new anymore. But yeah, I definitely need to get with you on that. And like I said, my thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. God bless.
All right. So if you want to stay in the backstage with me after I end this, I'm going to go ahead and play the outro. I think you're going to like it. And here it comes now.
In the heart of the Vigilance Committee, where the sun sets low and the spirits run free, we stand together, hand in hand, watching over the sacred land. We're the keepers of the flame. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll never be the same. Through the trials and the tests, we'll always give our best. Through the storms and the darkest night, we'll shine our light, we'll stand and fight. For the ones we love, for the ones we've lost. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll bear the cost. We're the keepers of the flame. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll never be the same. Through the trials and the tests, we'll always give our best. Through the storms and the darkest night, we'll shine our light, we'll stand and fight. For the ones we love, for the ones we've lost. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll bear the cost. We're the keepers of the flame. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll never be the same. Through the trials and the tests, we'll always give our best. In the quiet of the night, we'll keep the watch, we'll hold on tight. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll stand tall. Together we'll rise, together we'll fall. We're the keepers of the flame. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll never spirits run free. We'll stand together, hand in hand, watching over the sacred in the heart of the Vigilance Committee, where the sun sets low and the spirits run free. We'll stand together, hand in hand, watching over this sacred land.